Alright, good morning. You already know what time it is. You already know who you're having coffee with. You're having coffee with Miss Coco. You know who it is. You know this is just, but you know this is one of her personas. This is one of her vibes, her themes. You're having coffee with Miss Coco this morning. You hear the slurp. You hear me sipping on something good. That's the sound of a good brew. I'm having Bustelo Supreme Espresso style. That's the coffee that I'm currently drinking. That's the coffee that I prefer right now. I'm open to other coffees as long as they're good. All good. I prefer a coffee that is backed up with good values. I prefer a coffee that's from the South. Yeah, I have my little preferences. Hey, I'm from the South. Why wouldn't I want me? But anyway, I want to say that I want you to have a good day. When you get through drinking your coffee, I want you to go out in the world. I want you to go out and handle life with a positive attitude. I don't care if it's raining outside. I don't care if it's snowing outside and you had to dig all the snow out of your driveway just to get to work, just to get your kids to school. I don't care. I want you to make the best of a day. I want you to make I was about to say, I want you to make a best of a good day. Because you know why? Maybe that was not a mistake to say. That despite of make the best of a good day. It could be snowing outside. You had to get the snow out your driveway to go to work or to get your kids to school. It could be raining outside. You could have woke up this morning with a headache this morning, but despite of, it's still a good day. You know why? Because you have purpose to do the things that you need to do despite of the situation. You woke up this morning. God woke you up. He thought enough of you to breathe life in your body so that you could be a vessel and be used by him to serve him and to do the things that you need to do. In a previous video, we talked about being addicted to approval, wanting social status, caring about what people think, not really knowing who you are unless somebody else gives you validation. Well, today I want to talk about you having a job, you going to work, and knowing who you work for. Wherever you go, whatever your occupation is, whoever you work for, understand at the end of the day, you being a child of God, that you work for God. You work for God. You might do whatever you might do, whatever your job description says. Whatever you do when you get your paycheck at the end of the month, a week, or bi-weekly, whenever you get paid. I don't know. Maybe you don't get paid like that, but that's not the point. You get paid in hand, you could get paid in direct deposit, whatever. You could get paid by commission, you could get paid by salary. That's not the point. The point is whoever you work for, whoever you serve in the practical sense, whoever you serve in this world, in this life, understand that you being a child of God, you serve God first. And your job should not come before God. Your job should not come before your marriage. Your job should not come before your family. Your job should not come before your household, before your home, before your spiritual life. And your job should not come before your health, your well-being. You want to go to work and that's all good. Everybody knows that you never miss a beat. You never miss a day. Okay? You've been going to this job for 13 years, 15 years, 20 years. And you have every plaque on the wall. You have every picture of you every month, employee of the month. And if you don't, I pray that God give you a little more appreciation if that's what I guess you feel like you deserve. You want credit where it's due. I get it to a certain extent. You work so hard every day, and if you weren't there, things would not get done. You're that type of employee. Your employer, your boss really counts on you. Your co-workers, they really count on you. You give a presence in the workplace. If you were not there, the tasks that needed to be done, they would not be done. So apply that same thing to the things of God. You need to understand that if God was not there, you probably wouldn't have had that job. If God was not there, you probably wouldn't have been able to deal with those people. Don't worry about what people think at the end of the day when it comes to your relationship with God. If you know that is an important factor in your life, having God in your life, having a relationship in your life. If your boss can't understand, nobody said you got to go to work and when you go into the little break room, you got the Bible on the table for all the world to see. But people need to know when you come to work that you're a person of faith, that you carry yourself in a certain way. You have a certain moral fortitude. People need to see your faith through your principles, through your actions, through your work ethic, how you deal with people, all types of attitudes in the workplace, how you change the atmosphere in the work environment when you come and sit down at your desk, or you're in that cubicle, or you're on the phone with people. Or even if you're sweeping the floor or mopping the floor or ringing up customers or giving out great customer service. People need to understand who you are. And they should respect you enough, not just as an employee, but they should respect you enough that even if they might not share the same values as you, they should be able to appreciate and understand the work ethic and the love that you give and the spirit that you give through your faith. If you indeed show those characteristics of being a Christian. If your boss can't take you living in the light, if your boss can't take you having a relationship with God, that you being a full faith, and that's not something that you're going to back down, let them fire you. Let them fire me, Jess. That's a little crazy. Yeah, let them fire you. Because if they're going to fire you, just as God helped you get that job, God will help you get another job. You can't live in fear. Why can't? Well, it makes sense just to live in fear because, yes, God gave me a job, but, what if I did get a little too crazy with my faith and my boss feel like that don't really have nothing to do with work? You need to just do what I need to say. Okay, well, if your boss want to be a little overbearing, they want to be a tyrant. They want to remind you that they're the boss all the time. This could be anybody. This don't have to be the boss. This could be anybody. This could be any relationship that you have that don't understand what job you work at, where you go to work at, what job you have, and who you work for, who you serve at the end of the day. All the hours in the day, you have a lot of things to do. But at the end of the day, when you wake up, you give thanks to the person that to the one that you ultimately serve. And when you go to bed at night, you give thanks and appreciation to the one you ultimately serve. You want to know why? Because he's the beginning and the end. He's the Alpha and Omega. Everything that he starts, he ends. He gave you that job. If it ends, he will help you start another one. So don't you worry about that. It would be such a shame to walk around and do all that work for somebody who can't see who you serve, even though you're serving them, and then you lose out on the life that God wants you to have because you threw away your morals, you threw away your values just so you could get a paycheck at the end of the day, just so you could pay your rent at the end of the day. But again, I say, who's the one that helped you get the job? Who's the one that helped you have the skills that you have to be able to put on their resume? Who's the one that put you in the position? Yes, the boss gave you the promotion, but who put you in the position to give you the promotion? Who put you? You? Did you say you? Did you say them? No, you got wrong. You got the answer wrong. And the answer is not C. Unless it's Christ. That's the only answer. So, you can walk around here all you want to talking about, you woke. You better wake up and understand who the boss really is. And the boss that I serve at the end of the day, the boss lives upstairs. The boss is not at your job. Yes, that's your boss. But the boss is upstairs. The boss is seated on the throne. The boss is the one who is the Heavenly Father. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. See, God already knows the plans that he has for you. He knows why you running around trying to do your best for somebody that don't even care what you believe in the first place, and trying to make your life hard and waiting for you to do the next wrong thing, even though you're trying to do everything right and you probably one of the best persons there. God already see what's going on. And yeah, that's your job's okay. It's helping you get by. Maybe it's not even helping you get by. Maybe it's doing a little bit better. Maybe it's keeping you stable. Maybe you're good. Maybe you don't have nothing to really worry about as long as you do the things that you're supposed to do. You're getting paid well. But it's just that one little thing. You're doing too much. You really make an appeal for that Jesus fella. You're doing too much in that department. Everything else is fine, but you're doing too much in that apartment. But don't you worry about it, my dear. Because where it's no space for that Jesus fella to be there in your work environment, God will make room. He will make room for you. He will give you so much space. He will make room for your gift. So if your gift that he gave you cannot be there simultaneously at that workplace, where your gift can be at the workplace, but the Jesus fella can't be at the workplace. Your faith can't be at the workplace. Now, I didn't say, like I said again, I didn't say come in there looking like like you a preacher or something. I didn't say coming out looking like you a priest. You got a button down on, you got the white collar on. No, no, no. It's a time and place for everything. No, you don't have to look the part, but your actions will set the part. You shouldn't have to bend over backwards. You shouldn't have to jump through hoops. You shouldn't have to go through all this stuff to have everyone's approval when they don't even approve of everything that you do. You should go in a way where, yes, we can all work together, but we might not can't play together. We can all work together, but we can't play together all the time. You know, I see what you're about. You see what I'm about. I see you read that book. I read this book. You read self-help books. Okay, and that's good. I read self-help books too. But I read the good book too. And if you have a problem with that, then that's on you. That's not on me. God will make room for me. He will make room for my gifts. He will make room for me because I make room for him. We see what everybody else do. But you just got to be like, who? You got to be like Joshua. You got to be like, oh, as for me and my house, what? As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Didn't Joshua say that? Didn't Joshua say, let's see? You know, we like to do things in real time over here. So let's see. Let's make sure. Because it's so many characters in the Bible. We have to make sure that when I'm saying something, I have to make sure. Okay, bear with me. I know I'm not really saying nothing right now, but I'm here. Hello, hello. I'm here. Something to the effect. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve. Talking about all the other gods that the people were serving. But if you're serving the Lord, verse 15, Joshua 24, verse 15, chapter 24, verse 15. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served beyond the Ephraimites or the God of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. I'm not gonna go. Or it says, Joshua said to all the people, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel says. Long ago your ancestors, including Terah, the father of Abraham, and Nahor, lived beyond the Euphrates River and worshiped other gods. But I took your father Abraham from the land beyond the Euphrates and led him throughout Canaan and gave him many descendants. I gave him Isaac, and to Isaac I gave Jacob and Esau. I assigned the hill country of Seir to Esau, but Jacob and his family went down to Egypt. You can tell people what to do. You got to tell people what to do. You got to tell them why you in charge. But be humble about it. But have a boldness and have courage. You shouldn't be afraid to serve God. You should have the courage and the boldness when somebody has something slick to say, when somebody in their feelings about something, you respectfully, you don't get crazy, don't get ghetto with it, don't get ratchet with it, but at the same time, you shouldn't be able to be afraid to say what you need to say. Don't worry about if somebody says you're overzealous. Don't worry about if somebody says you're doing too much. Don't worry about if somebody says you're doing too much. You hanging out with that Jesus fella a little bit too much. You talking about that Jesus fella a little bit too much. Well, when other people want to talk about the fellas that they're hanging out with, when other people are talking about the people that they want to pray to, when other people are talking about the relationships they want to have a relationship when it comes to the spiritual, everybody wants to be accepting of it. Everybody wants to adapt to it. Everybody's vegan now. It's just a metaphor. I don't think nothing's wrong with being vegan. If you want to not eat meat, then you don't eat meat. But that's not the point that I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about we're accommodating to everybody else when it comes to everything else, and religion and spirituality and all that stuff. But then when it comes to Christ, everybody want to throw a fork in your back. Everybody want to make you pay. So if nobody else is going to stand up for the God that you serve, then guess who has to stand up for the God that you serve? You. You have to stand up. You have to be bold. You have to be courageous. You have to not be scared to say it like it is. You have to be brave enough to tell the truth about what you think and feel when it comes to your faith. I really don't feel like you should have feelings in it. But you know what I'm saying when I say feelings. It's in your soul. It's in your spirit. God dwells in us. The Holy Spirit dwells in us. Okay? And when it's come to that time for you to say what needs to be said, because if it has to be said when it comes to serving the God that you serve, may the Holy Spirit guide you and give you the wisdom to say the words that need to be said, especially when you don't know the words that you need to say, especially when you don't want to say anything wrong, especially when you don't want to offend nobody, you don't want to offend God, but you need to let these people know. Because everybody is out here doing it. When it comes to what they believe in, you have to stand up and say what you believe in. You gotta be like chicken. It's a chicken. But you not the chicken. You winner chicken dinner. Because if it does not work out for you, guess who's working it out for you? He's working it out for you, right? He's working it out for you. He's working it out for you. So don't worry about if they told you to pack up all your stuff and put it in that little crate, in that little box. Don't worry about if you came in and you had that little paper on you. We not gonna fire you, but we think you need to quit. Or if they bold enough to just fire you, everybody want to gang up together. We got something to tell you today. We got something to tell you today, John. We got something to tell you today, Jess. We got something to tell you today, Bianca. We got something to tell you today, Sally. If they want to let you go, Jim, if they want to let you go, Becky, Susan, Karen, Tyrone, Maurice, they want to let you go. It was meant for you to go. You just got to look at that as a season. You gonna still have your chicken dinner at the end of the night. Okay? You better ask KFC, you better ask Colonel Sanders. When he wasn't making enough money and he had to figure it out, he got some boxes and some chicken and he made it happen. When you have courage in God, God will show you what to do. When you standing up for him like that, when you being bold for him, regardless of the situation, especially when the situation is hard, and you know that in a worldly world, the people of the world, they wouldn't do that. They would just take it. But who you serve, you know it looks crazy. You know it don't make sense. But God makes things make sense. He makes the impossible possible. You don't have a job today, but they'll be looking at you tomorrow working for somebody else. Maybe even better pay. Maybe you might not even work for somebody else. Maybe you might end up working for yourself. And it might be 10 times better than what you were doing working for them. And then they'll appreciate. Maybe you'll be in a position where they call you up on the phone and they begging you to come back. I want you to come back. I want you to come back, Jim. You and your Jesus fella. It haven't been the same with you. When we fired, when we let you go, we sorry we fired. We made a mistake. Can you come back? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You have to be bold. You have to show a lot of courage. You have to know that God is with you. You have to have boundaries when it comes to your faith. Don't let nobody try you. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong, vigorous, and very courageous. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. He's with you wherever you go. He's with you when you go to work. He's with you when you leave work. He's with you in the sunshine. He's with you in the rain. He's with you in the happiness. He's with you in the pain. And he will give you courage. He will give you boldness. He will give you love. He will give you peace. He will not give you fear. You don't have to live in fear. You don't have to fear about worldly situations happening to you. And yes, you see the things happening to you on the tangible. But the intangible things that you don't see is God working it out for you, because at the end of the day, you served him. You knew better. You did the right thing. And he's going to work it out for you. He's going to be there for you wherever you go. You just keep praying. You just keep believing. You just keep trusting God. You just keep doing the right thing even though you don't understand. So that is all I think I have to say today. I want you to always move in boldness. I want you to always move in courage when it comes to your faith, when it comes to serving Christ, when it comes to having a relationship with God. And always standing up for what you think is right, for what you feel is right, for what you know is right. Stand up for good things. Stand up for good morals. Stand up for the right values, for the right tradition, for the right way to be educated, for the right way to know, for the right way to be when it comes to having faith and making the world a better place and being a person that is better, being a person better than you were yesterday. Because maybe people are not the best, but if you stand up for what you believe in, even if you're not around anymore, they may remember you. They may remember the things that you did that they didn't do, that they didn't want to do, or they didn't know to do at the time. But because you did it, you might have made a change in them life to step up and be a better person than they were yesterday, just like you chose to be in the situation at that time. Through you, you help people see Christ. Through you, you help people see God. And when you can't get people to see God through you, then you just pray about it. You put it in His hand and you let Him be in control. Because regardless whether you're used or somebody else is used by God, either way, God is God. And you have to stand still and know that He's God. And whatever the situation, He's going to work it out. So, I love you. Be you. Be great. Be good. Until the next time, darling. Enjoy your coffee and have a good day. You've had coffee this morning with Miss Coco. Coffee with Miss Coco.